Hello, I'm teacher Ivan, a teacher of mathematics and physics at Angel High School Namaswa, who works with the WUNNA Educational Services. We are still looking at O-level physics and we are discussing measurements. Under measurements, we are discussing how to convert units of quantities from one to another. So far we have seen units of length, units of area, volume, and mass. So in this particular video, we shall be looking at how we convert units of density. But before we look at how we convert units of density, we must know what density is and what are those units of density that we shall be converting. And besides, we should also know how do we get density of various substances. To start with density, the definition of density is derived from its formula. Therefore, density is defined as the mass of a substance per unit volume. Or we can also say that density of a substance is defined as the mass per unit volume of the substance. And therefore, from that definition, which is mass per unit volume, we shall have density as mass over volume. Actually, to explain this, density means the mass or the quantity of matter contained in a substance that occupies a volume of 1 cubic centimeter. How many molecules of a substance are contained in a unit volume of that substance? That's what we mean by density. Density is measured in kilograms per cubic meter as the SI unit. However, you can also measure density in grams per cubic centimeter or grams per cc. But the most common units of density are kilogram per cubic meter and grams per cubic centimeter. How do we get these units? From the formula, which is density equaling to mass over volume. Therefore, this is the symbol of density. It is rho. Rho equals to m over v. But m is in kilograms and v is in meters cubed. And therefore, when we divide kilogram by meter cubed, we shall have the SI unit as kilogram per cubic meter. That is derived from the formula for density. However, we can also measure mass in grams and volume in centimeter cubed. And in that case, we shall have our density as in grams over centimeter cubed. And when we combine this, we shall have our other unit of density as the gram per cubic centimeter. So those are the two commonly used units of density. You can use kilogram per cubic meter or grams per cubic centimeter. So in today's video, we are interested in knowing how we convert from kilogram per cubic meter to gram per cubic centimeter, or from grams per cubic centimeter back to kilogram per cubic meter. But before we come to that, I want us to dig deep into what density is How do we get density? Density is a derived quantity. Like you see, we have derived it using mass and volume, meaning that whenever you think of getting density, you must first of all think of how to get mass of the substance and the volume. Otherwise, we cannot measure density directly because it is a derived quantity which is obtained using a formula. So, for us to get the density of a substance, we must get the mass using a beam balance, and we also get the volume either using a formula or using displacement method or the overflow method, depending on the nature of the substance. If the substance is regular, we shall use a formula. For instance, a cuboid, like a box, that one will get the volume using a given suitable formula. If the substance is irregular but sinking, we shall use either displacement method or the overflow can method. If the substance is irregular and floating, like a dry piece of wood, that one we still use displacement method or overflow can method, but tying that floating object on a sinker. A sinker is anything that sinks in water. So those are the procedures of how we shall get the volume, the mass, and finally use those two to find the density of the substance. Otherwise, we shall have another episode of how we convert the units of density. That has been an introduction into density. However, as we summarize, I would like you to research about how we determine density of an irregular floating object, density of a gas, and density of a liquid. Those are your research questions that I want you to look at. Otherwise, I'm Teacher Ivan from WUNNA Educational Services. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.